to beat a good football team.
In the meantime, their defense opens on the field.
First drive of the second half here, we decided we were going to come out and set the tone, run the ball between the tackles, see if they could stop it. They couldn't stop it all game long. I'm really not sure what made Kiffin decide he wanted to get away from that game plan once we got on their side of the 50, because that's exactly what we did. We had a lot of success running between the tackles the entire game, and once we get on their side of the 50, for some reason it seems like the game plan changed. I mean, penalties, it didn't help, but here on 3rd and 5, of course, you have to throw the ball. It was a nicely thrown ball by Blake Sims, one of his better passes of the day. But you end up with 1st and 10 from the Ole Miss 24, and you run a negative play. I don't know if this was just a bad read on a zone read by Blake Sims or if it was a busted play. And then he gets more negative yardage here after the penalty that I forgot to include in the final edit. But I feel like we left some points on the board here, not just 3. I feel like we left 6 on the board. Adam Griffith's just the way he's kicking right now, he's not going to hit that 51-yarder. On this play, you got 3 wide receivers bunched to the right side. You're going to see Trey DePriest get circled and spotlighted by Gary Danielson as being the one who got blown up on the play. I don't think that was the case, really, if you look at the play conceptually. Landon Collins should have been draped more on that side of the field. I don't know if he just lined up incorrectly or just did not see the 3 wides. I'm really not sure what the deal there was, but he should have been on that side of the field to help with the 3 wide set, which we had a really hard time defending throughout the game. And here was just a good play by Laquan Treadwell, just a stronger guy than Tony Brown and Landon Collins combined. Had a really hard time keeping him covered all game. Need I say more about how Chris John Jones carries the ball on special teams? My God, this is just ridiculous. He fumbles here and we get lucky that we recover it. So, I think he had 3 fumbles on the day. That's just unacceptable. And here Blake Sims takes advantage of a busted play in their secondary, hits O.J. Howard on the seam. Really nice play, gets us inside their 20. We should have been able to put points on the board here, but unfortunately you can see Derrick Henry starts out with a negative play, tack on 10 yards because of a holding penalty. You get into a 3rd and 15 situation. Then you get a false start, adds another 5 yards. So you got a 3rd and 20 where we pretty much have to concede that we're going to take the field goal. Derrick Henry gets stopped. Adam Griffith comes out and gets us 3 points. But you cannot leave so many points on the board because of administrative errors and penalties. That's what killed us in the game, and I feel like that was the main difference in the game that allowed Ole Miss to take control of the game and beat us where we could have put points on the board. You have to give Ole Miss credit for trying to establish the run in the game. They were going to stick to their guns. They wanted to see if they could soften us up on the inside, and credit our defensive line for being able to stop the run throughout the game. And here's a poor decision by Blake Sims forcing the ball to Amari Cooper. He did not do a good job with his progressions all game long. Someone else had to have been open on some of these plays where he forced the ball to Amari Cooper in double coverage or really tight man coverage there. You got a flag there. Caused by the new center coming in, not being able to get the snap count correct, and bailed out by a Nick Saban timeout. Nicely thrown ball here on the flag route. Nicely run route by Amari Cooper. And here you got Blake Sims going to his one and only again in Amari Cooper and hanging him out to dry on 3rd and 4 there. Nice catch. Nicely bailed out there by Amari Cooper on a ill-advised pass there by Blake Sims. And once again, another flag. It's just amazing how many flags we had throughout this game. Here was one of several interceptions that should have been taken advantage of by Ole Miss. Unfortunately for Blake Sims, they weren't. He should have probably had 3 or 4 picks throughout this game. Great punt here by J.K. Scott. Kid's a beast. Can't say enough about him, the game he had. And here begins the Bo Wallace show on this drive. He gets just absolutely lit up on this play, but makes a great pass across the middle. He kind of forced it into coverage there, but you got to throw a perfect ball to be able to get success there on 3rd down. And he trusts his read, trusts his receivers, and trusts his ability to be able to throw the ball across the middle. And it was just a really good pass and catch there for the 1st down, which set him up for this deep ball here across the middle. bailed out once again, Landon Collins, by the receiver dropping the ball there. It was very fortunate for us, and Tony Brown actually ended up getting blown up again on secondary in the secondary here on this play, and he got lucky. Fortunate that the pass rush forced Bo Wallace out outside the pocket and had time to catch up and make the play on the ball there. This series on offense ended up being pretty huge momentum-wise. You got a bad pass by Blake Sims here to Justin Fowler. He could have picked up a few yards there with a better pass. We ended up conceding the run, and T.J. Eldon for some reason decided to make a cut east and west when he could have fell forward for the first down. And here you got just another booming punt by J.K. Scott, taking one step in his end zone there and booming one over 60 yards. Really be interested to see how he progresses through the season. Really very highly touted punter coming out of high school. And here's Bo being Bo once again to start this drive. Reggie Ragland gets beat on the corner route there. And then you got Bo going deep down the middle for the touchdown. Landon Collins, just all day, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing in the secondary for some reason when he was the safety help. You got two deep safeties here, and Landon Collins has just got to know where the rest of the defense is to be able to cover here on this play. That's just bad overall. Bad play all day by Landon Collins. And here the poor play on special teams comes to a head and ends up costing us the game. I spotlight here where Christian Jones catches the ball. If he lets it drop, we'll get the ball at the 45-yard line. Not really sure what they were doing catching the ball there on the sideline all game long, and just a really selfish, idiotic mistake by Christian Jones here. And here you got the Bo Wallace to Laquan Treadwell connection like it was all day. Tony Brown gets blown up, and then horrible coverage by Landon Collins there on the touchdown pass to put Ole Miss up by 6 at the time. Should have been 7, but good. Believe it or not, good play by our special teams to block the field goal. And again, take a look at where he catches the ball on the kickoff. If he lets it drop, we'll get the ball at the 45 to be able to have good field position to start out to go down and try to tie the game and possibly go up with an extra point. We ended up actually even having a flag here on the kickoff that set us back even more, blocking the back. Just really selfish, uncanny play by Alabama on special teams all game long. Wanted to show this the last Alabama offensive drive in its entirety because it was actually one of the better drives all game by the Alabama offense. Was a good mix of run and pass considering it was a 2-minute drive that we had with only one timeout, unfortunately, because of the penalties earlier in the delay game where Nick Saban had to bail the offense out by calling timeouts and burnt 2 of our timeouts up trying to save penalties there. And you've got Amari Cooper just making an excellent catch across the middle. It was an ill-advised throw by Blake Sims. Actually, it wasn't a bad decision. He just did not execute the pass well, and he was bailed out by Amari Cooper there. Got a huge chunky yardage going around the end and set us up inside their 30 with over a minute left here. And like the idea of mixing in some of the run there to keep them off balance. And then you've got, of course, Blake Sims. He has to scramble out here, has no options to pass here, and he scrambles out and gets the first down. Unfortunately, O.J. Howard blocking here on the edge. It was a questionable call by the official, but O.J. Howard gets the flag there and backs us up 10 more yards. Would have been 1st and 10 inside their 15. Instead, we back up outside the 30 again. And here we get to see what Nick Saban's talking about when he's talking about a game manager quarterback that takes advantage of what the defense gives him. You've got a really seamless cover 2 ran by the Ole Miss defense here. Good blocking up front by Alabama to give Blake Sims time to analyze the defense and make a good pass here, or make a good decision on what he needs to do. DeAndre White runs a really weak route up top on the sideline. It's a comeback route that's probably designed to go 10 yards down the field to the first down marker. If he runs that route correctly, the safety safety is probably going to peel off and try to take him on the edge, and O.J. Howard might be open down the seam. Instead, you've got double coverage. The safety comes out over to help over the top and makes an interception. Just a bad decision on the throw there by Blake Sims to end the game.